Welcome to Dirty Dads Gaming, and I'm your host, Joe Dirte, and we'll be reviewing the Fennec. Note, all reviews are done only after all camo categories are completed up until gold. This will hopefully give us more hours of gameplay, more kills, and a better understanding of the weapon prior to making our reviews. So without further ado, let's get right into it. The Fennec was released on June 3rd, 2020 in conjunction with the COD Season 4 update. Fennec is a close-range submachine gun, and in most circles is a top-tier weapon in Warzone. With a high rate of fire and accuracy, the Fennec can tear through an armored opponent in just seconds, which is turning it into an ideal building-clearing weapon. While many still prefer the MP7 or the MP5, don't sleep on the Fennec, for if you do, you may just find yourself staring down the barrel in the kill cam. Even though it may be lacking the stopping power of the MP5, it does stand toe-to-toe with the MP7 for low damage, fastest rate of fire machine guns. Where this weapon really shines is the 1v1 viability. And also, we totally can't forget this, the ZLR 18-inch deadfall barrel. It's silenced, and it also frees up a mod slot. The pros of this attachment is damage range, recoil control, bullet velocity, and sound suppression. The cons, aim down sight speed, and movement speed. Between Warzone and multiplayer, with over 900 kills with this weapon, this is the loadout I found to be the most useful in Warzone. I know you're tired of people telling you over and over again that you must use this loadout. These are just things that I found and some trial and error. So let's go through them. Now obviously we know our barrel, the ZLR18 Deadfall. I find this a must. I've seen many arguments on why you should kind of use it for more range style loadouts, but obviously the SMG, I like being in your face, and if I could free up a mod slot for something else, by all means, I love it. The second mod, no stock. Alright, what this does is it counters the aim down sight speed loss on the deadfall. So this will actually help you counterbalance your stats there. This third one, I found this to go both ways. I've seen arguments on both, and I've also played both, and to me, I think that the Commando foregrip just matches my playstyle a little bit better. So how does it do that? The Commando foregrip allows you to keep your look down sight speed, slows down your movement speed slightly, but also get better stats. Whereas the downfall is that your accuracy goes down. Now everybody understands that accuracy is just from the hip fire. So if you're already down sights faster, you really don't need the hip fire. Now I've seen that argument go for the Ranger foregrip. Now that will slow down your movement speed. It will also slow down your aim down sight speed. However, your accuracy will be better. So to me, it's kind of tomato on either one. I just personally like getting my sight on target first. All right, we're going to our fourth, and this is a huge must. It's a 40 round drum mag. This will hugely help. I understand there's a lot of fans that try to turn this weapon into sort of a sniper, even though it's not meant for that, much like a lot of people are doing with the MP5. However, those upgraded rounds, it does this 2-round burst thing, and it just really doesn't match my playstyle. So if that's something for you, it does do a little bit more damage, but personally, I think laying down as much suppressive fire as possible, especially for longer range targets, the 40 drum round definitely gets the job done. Now, this other one's a little more controversial, and that is the FMG upgrade, and I will completely explain this and my reasoning behind it. When you're playing Warzone, what tends to happen is you're either going to catch people out in the open, or they're going to be hunkered down somewhere. Now, if you're going to use this for the purpose of 1v1 or also room clearing, the easiest way to do this if you have FMG, so those desks that people hide behind, or the tiny little paper thin wall that mysteriously your bullets are not going through, okay, the FMG will fix that. And I find this to be a huge finisher. Now, what do I mean by finisher? Is that when somebody initially gets attacked, you'll see a lot of people try to lie down in Warzone. And lying down changes that focus and perspective. You kind of have to follow them, and allows a couple of those bullets to miss. However, FMG, you really don't have to worry about that. If they lay behind an object, especially a very thin object, you're going to just mow directly through it. So this totally countered. They just look silly in my eyes, personally, as they lay down on the ground and you're still shooting through the box, unfortunately, to their doom. Now, you have to understand what this weapon really is for and how it's somewhat designed. Now, obviously, you can do a little more range, but anything outside the 50-meter thing, you're really just harassing fire. So I think that's kind of pointless. You'll see a lot of guys try to stay in these longer engagements, and you're going to get weeded out by all the M4 players. Even the MP5 players still have a slight range advantage there, and you're just kind of getting mowed down from afar. So that's pointless. Use the harassing fire, move, shoot, communicate, and move out. That's kind of how this weapon is designed. And it's really important to note that. Now, if you're a very close, aggressive player and you love the 1v1 clearing rooms and all the hype behind it, this is the weapon for you. And when it comes down to those final circles and you're stuck by yourself inside, this weapon may be your savior. So, tell us what your loadouts are below. I would love to hear them, especially some of your longer range loadouts. I'd love to hear those as well. And let's keep this conversation going on what is the best loadout. Now, obviously, this may change as more updates and time goes on, but currently, I would say this is hands down my best loadout that I normally use, and I'm somewhat of a very aggressive lead player. So, thank you.